Hi, you're watching The Mainstream. I'm Khushbu Soni, founder of The Mainstream. I'm thrilled to join by Nathalie D'Hers, who is the Corporate Vice President IT at Microsoft, and her very beautiful daughter, Chloe D'Hers. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I am very thrilled of having this conversation with both of you.
Likewise, it's great to be here. And it's great to have my daughter join me too.
Yeah. Lovely. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
To both of you. I'm sure you're very proud to see your mother doing some incredible work in the industry and very inspiring, Nathalie. Thank you so much for all the work that you're doing. Tell us, what went through your mind when you learned your story would be archived in Microsoft's historical records?
I was very honored and honestly a little bit in disbelief, right? Because sometimes, especially I think as women, we don't find ourselves to be these amazing people. And so for someone to read my story and to vote for me to be in the book was just an amazing experience. And I think it gave me some perspective in terms of the impact that I've been able to have and the impact that I hope I will continue to have for future generations to come. So I just very pleased and inspired and excited.
And I'm sure I am very keen, and so are going to be my viewers to learn your story. So if you can tell us,
Of course,
what's
yeah.
your journey been like? Tell us your
Yes.
story.
So interestingly, I don't have a degree in technology, but right after I graduated college and grad school, I ended up randomly working in the tech industry. And I worked for several different companies. I'm originally from France, so I started my career in France. And then long story short, my husband's dream was to work at Microsoft. So we moved to Seattle and he got jobs here. And then I think a year or so after we'd been here, I'd applied at Microsoft thinking, let's see what happens. And I got in, and I've been at Microsoft for 25 years. So for someone without a tech background, being able to succeed in the tech industry at a company like Microsoft has been an amazing opportunity for me. And I feel very fortunate to have had a set of very different experiences at Microsoft. In 25 years, as you can imagine, you see a lot of technology evolution, a lot of cultural change, going from a company that was very male-centric, let's be honest, right, to now a very much more inclusive culture and embracing culture. So it's been a great journey, and I've learned a lot along the way. I'm still learning a lot, and I've had the opportunity to work with some amazing people, which has been a great experience.
Superb. And I'm very excited to hear this when I learned that you're not holding a tech degree, but
Yes.
today leading
Yes.
the entire
Yes.
IT digital function for Microsoft.
Yes.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
That's a great
Yeah,
achievement.
and I will say, I think for me, it's always been about learning something new and having this growth mindset of learning from people around you, learning from a lot of reading things and viewing things. But I will say that I think my success is due to all the people that have surrounded me over the years. I have a fantastic team who is much better at me than me at a lot of different things, and I learn a lot from them. And I've had the privilege of having great mentors and sponsors along the way as well, which has helped me in my career.
And a great family.
And a
great
family, yes,
family,
absolutely.
She meant to say that.
Yes, yes. And this is a Microsoft baby because when I started in the company, I was pregnant with Chloe.
Oh,
I like
yes.
to say I've been at Microsoft for 25 years as well.
Yeah,
so-
yeah, there you go. Yes.
Lovely, lovely. So before I actually come to you now, I would want
Yes.
to hear it from her
Yeah.
as well. How does it feel like when you hear about her story and the journey that she's had? I'm sure it's very inspiring. And there's a lot of learning for you as well, right? So
Yeah.
tell us how do you feel about
Yeah,
this?
it's very inspiring, but it's also the norm for me. Like she said, she started at Microsoft when she was pregnant with me, and my whole childhood, I just knew her as being a powerhouse, working in tech and at Microsoft, and I'm not surprised, to say the least. I'm very proud of her. I'm more surprised that we haven't come further than we are, and so I think she sets a great example for the generations of people to come, and I think it's very inspiring in that sense. So I'm not at all surprised. I'm very proud of her. You're incredible at what you do,
Thank
and
you.
I think it has inspired both my sister and myself to create careers for ourselves, careers of our own, and want to be very successful. And I think it's given me a very unique perspective in that sense when it comes to working and creating your own in terms of your career. Not at all surprised, definitely inspired, and hoping that it continues to pave the way for generations to come.
Lovely. And I love it when I see you bring your daughter to a gathering like this. There's a lot of learning
Yes.
for her as well. So that's very beautiful.
The other thing that I think for me is, as a full-time working mom for so many years, there's been some struggles, right? It's not easy to balance your work and your personal life. And there's a lot of guilt that comes with that. And you're always wondering, am I doing the right thing for my family, for my children? And so it gives me just a huge amount of comfort to see Chloe and her sister and how well they've succeeded and having now careers of their own. It's important for me to make sure that they are strong, independent women. And so it's really just amazing for me to see how well they're doing, and a little less guilt for working for so much for so many years, because it's a very tough situation that I think, especially as mom, we find ourselves in when you can't be at every school event.
That is true.
And you can't be similarly in all these meetings because you have to do both.
Absolutely.
And I love this conversation personally, because I think we ask a lot of times, we say, oh, from the perspective of a mother, what is it like having that guilt and having that duality? And I love stepping into the conversation and being like, well, I was the kid. And there are a couple things I remember, like I always tell you, when I don't know, we went to the pancake house in preschool, and I was the only kid at the table with teachers. And it's funny because it's like little things like that you remember, but I feel like it is so rewarding to grow up and have inspirational role models to look up to. And I think it's incredible because you're not only my best friend, you're also like my biggest role model. And I think that that's something that I've been able to have, seeing her for the past 25 years at Microsoft, becoming who she is and growing into this role and developing such a strong team behind her, a global team. And I think there is a lot more benefit. And I think as women, we're made to feel guilty in certain situations. And I think there's a much higher expectation because you're supposed to have that nurturing side to you, but it's also, there's a lot of guilt that comes with that. But as the kid, I am so grateful that she really pursued her career, because I think it really developed and changed my mindset going into my career. And I think I have a much stronger goal for myself because of it.
And you're already seeing your mother for these last 25 years, how she's really handled situation and took decisions at times to decide where to be. And there's always so much of learning just from that as well. Then also, of course, there is career, right? And then there is family. But then, also being a woman managing both, this we always keep thinking, are we in at the right direction? Yes. Are we doing it right? This is the right decision to take at the moment. So yeah, you already have a role model and an icon at home. You're blessed.
I am. Yeah, I am. And I've had the privilege of seeing her in her career at Microsoft, but also at home behind the scenes. So I feel very honored to have been every step of the way.
Likewise. Yeah. Feeling is mutual.
Lovely. Tell us, Nathalie, what does it mean to you to be part of Microsoft's 50-year legacy, personally and professionally?
I think it's interesting. Personally, I have a hard time believing that I've been there for 25 years. And for me, it's all the people that I think that when I look back, it's all the people that I've met along the way, the connections and the friendships that I've created. And connecting is that component with my personal life, and exposing my daughters to some of the things that perhaps they wouldn't have been exposed to if I hadn't been there for so long. And so I have a huge amount of pride in having been there for half of Microsoft's life and seeing the continued evolution through big changes and transformations, whether it be technological or cultural changes. And on the professional side, I have had the opportunity to participate in the launch of just some fantastic products and some not so fantastic, to be honest. And we learned just as much from those launches that didn't go as well. And I feel like it's really just helped me grow as a woman, as a professional. It's really opened up my horizon to what's out there and just given me some amazing opportunities. And so I'm just thrilled to be part of this 50th anniversary at Microsoft and to feel like I've contributed in some way.
Absolutely.
You have.
Surely did.
Yeah.
Surely did.
So
Really
much.
enjoyed.
Yeah,
is great.
likewise. It's been great. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so
you.
much.
Appreciate your
And
time.
likewise. Thank you so much.
Thank
and
you.
many more conversations like this in future.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank
Continue
you.
the
Thank you
conversation.
so much. Yes.
Thank you.